been a notorious punster, except during Lent.
That is true.
And then Maddie is Maddie Shandy, and she grew up in Norman and attended the University of Oklahoma. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in finance and a minor in political science. She has been working as a marketing and branding as a social media coordinator since she graduated a year ago. In her free time, she enjoys cycling, reading, traveling, and spending time with family and friends. So we'll get started.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Under the circumstances, doing okay. So fortunately, you guys are here, so it's going to continue to brighten my day. So we're going to do why social media, which is actually a very good question, because you guys are very busy with what you do, with your gardens, with your farms, with your farm market. And so we're going to delve into a little bit in terms of the role that social media can help in building your success. So why social media? Well, it can be very fast and efficient. It's it's easy to access in our society in our day and age. It's easy to get on, it's easy to get in touch with people, and to let people know what's going on with your market, which is helpful. You have instant interaction with customers, just like that. If something has to close because of weather, or a change of venue or something, you can instantaneously get that news out. And it can be free and low cost. It often is. So we'll now start to talk a little bit about the various platforms, many of which you're probably very familiar with, such as Facebook, which is still the big daddy, if you will, when it comes to social media because of all the people who are on it. 71% of Amerians, or if you are a fractions person, as 5 out of every 7 Americans use Facebook. About 3 out of 4, 74% use it, users visit it every single day for news, information, and so this is really important. The vast majority of people access it with their cell phones. It started off, of course, as a computer deal. You can still access it using your computers, but mobile access really helps with that instantaneous action of Facebook. For the other social media platforms, Instagram. How many of you are familiar with Instagram? All right, very good. Instagram is actually owned by Facebook, and Facebook, of course, has photos and videos and such, right? But Instagram really highlights photos. It really highlights videos. So people really get a great picture of what it is that you're doing. You can shoot videos and post it there of what's happening with your markets or your farms. Photos as well. It's popular with people of all ages. I have an Instagram account. I started it actually so I can stay in touch with my son who doesn't use his dang phone. So I stick with him on Instagram. But a lot of older people, middle-aged people use it as well. And here, about 37% of Americans, or 3 out of 8, use Instagram, which is still a very high percentage. There's also Twitter, which is great for sharing news and information. There's someone in Washington, D.C. who likes to use Twitter an awful lot. So that gives you an example of someone to instantaneously get out whatever is in your mind. About 67 million users here in the U.S., and still influential, of course, and it's great for breaking news. So again, if there's instant information you want to get out on what you're up to, Twitter's a great way along with other platforms. There's YouTube, which my younger daughter, Annika, is really into. So in terms of just posting videos that we use in a newspaper called Evergreen, something that will always be important and fascinating, that you want people to just go back and reference anytime. YouTube is great for that. A lot of people enjoy Pinterest in terms of kind of like a scrapbooking platform. And there are other ones that are geared for specific audiences. So those are some basic ones. You may know of some others, but those are the main ones that you'll be familiar with when you're using social media to advance your market. I just wish that we had someone here who can tell us about launching pages.
I wonder who it could be.
Oh, hey. Maddie will help us with launching pages and other things.
Okay, so you have multiple options whenever you're launching pages. We're going to go through Facebook. So there is business versus personal pages. So I'm sure a lot of you here have a personal page on Facebook. That's best for building personal connections, and I know that I keep up with my family and friends on Facebook. I keep up with the news and things like that. But also something that you can really utilize your personal pages for is putting your company page on your profile so that your friends and family know that you have a farmer's market, where they can find your products, how they can contact you, just kind of spreading word about your farmer's market. Also, a business page is a great option. You can put key information on there. What's really awesome about a business page is it can kind of serve as a website and have your contact information, your location, things that you're selling, product information, all of that. You want to make sure that all of your about information on that page is accurate, because so if you have a phone number or a location or something like that, you don't want someone calling your own phone number or sending an email to the wrong email, because that's not great for your brand. As I mentioned, it can serve as a website. It also provides data analytics and insights. All business accounts have free access to data analytics and insights, which we'll go into later. Basically, it allows you to advertise, so you can do organic advertising or paid advertising. Organic means you just post, you don't put any money behind it at all. That's just like you posting on your personal profile. But paid advertising means you put just like a little bit of money behind it. You can put anywhere from like $5 to thousands of dollars behind it. But a little bit can go a long way. Again, we'll talk about that later as well. You can also list team members. So if there's someone, like if you have a coworker or a co-owner or whatever, you can list them and you can kind of join in conversations. If someone comments on your page or something, they can really be a resource for you and help you with your business. There's also Facebook groups. These have pretty much exploded in the past year. What's really awesome about them is they really create an online community for you. As I mentioned a few bullet points down, you can have a public, closed, or secret group. So a public group means anyone can find you, anyone can join, they don't have to answer any questions to get into the group. Closed, anyone can find you, but they have to answer a set of questions before they get into the group, which allows you to moderate who gets in the group, which I would recommend. And then there's secret, which no one can find you. It's a closed group. You would have to go and seek people out to invite them to join your group. But like I said, I'd recommend a closed group. We recently launched a Shape Your Future closed group. And basically, I mentioned you can use the group as a forum and receive that immediate feedback, and James kind of talked about that earlier. You can just ask questions about, one of the questions we asked was, what are you most looking forward to out of this group? And so we were able to receive that feedback right there and be able to develop content around that to give people what they were wanting out of the group. And then this is just a screenshot of Oklahoma farmers markets. So one thing that you can do is join in on these groups. So if you have a business page or even a personal page and people are asking questions on this group page, you can join on those conversations and spread awareness about your brand and your farmers market and the products that you offer. And it doesn't even end necessarily at Oklahoma farmers market groups. You can also, join in on really local groups as well. So if there's like, a Yukon healthy living group or something of that sort, you can join in on those because, you might have a similar audience as the people in that group. Next, we're going to talk about increasing your page's searchability. So you want to make sure that your username and handle match your brand name. So if someone wants to come search for Maddie's Farmers Market, and that is what my brand name is, I want to make sure that my handle matches that. Because basically when someone searches for you, that's what Facebook is going to serve them, is whoever has that handle. So you want to maintain consistency and accuracy. You can also optimize your bio, photos, and links. If you are outlinking to anything on your page, you want to make sure that they're legit and credible sources. And also your bio and photos. Specifically your bio, I kind of mentioned this earlier, how you can store all your contact information on your page. You want to make sure that that's accurate as well, because that's how people are going to find you, essentially. You can insert Google's markup code to your website. So essentially, if someone searches Maddie's Farmers Market on Google, there's kind of a right side column where they'll see like all of my social presence. It's just pretty much a quick snapshot. So basically, it'll have my social media handles, my website if I have one, contact information, all of that stuff. Also, you want to consider keywords in your post. So, for example, if blackberries they're in season and you're selling them, you want to make sure that maybe you do a post about blackberries if you think that you're going to have a high volume of searches around that. And then you also want to consider the business categories you select on Facebook. That kind of goes with making sure people can find you, so you're not listed underneath a dentist's office or something like that, you know. And then also ask for reviews. I'm sure I'm not alone here whenever I say that I look at reviews for pretty much anything that I buy, and whether it's like $5 or $100. I want to make sure that what I'm buying is a good product. So if you have someone who has had a really good experience with your farmer's market or products and they rave about them, ask them to come to your page and write a review, because that can go a long way. So content planning, what should I post? So essentially, you want to post content that is useful to who you're trying to reach, and you want to develop a main message and remain consistent. So consider your audience. Why do they visit? They want to eat healthy or organic, the freshness of farmers market products, the selection, and also being local. Everyone loves to support local businesses. What are the barriers? So there is a perceived cost. That maybe farmers markets are more expensive than the grocery store or something like that. But I think you can kind of break down that barrier head on and talk about SNAP benefits, or if you accept reduced pricing. Also transportation. If there's like a bus route or something that comes to your farmers market, make sure you're talking about that so as many people can get to your farmers market as possible. You're making it as easy for them as possible to get there, essentially. People may have limited knowledge or they're intimidated by the unknown. I know that when I'm really unsure of something, I'll go online and see if I can find reviews or I can find more information about it. You want to try and reduce that uncertainty as much as possible. And it kind of goes with maybe perceived cost. If someone thinks it's more expensive, you want to make sure and really erase all of that uncertainty for them.
The nice thing about that is when you're thinking about the barriers, really good points. Think about different reasons what's the reason why someone doesn't come to the market to come visit me? Think about cost or transportation. When you're doing your post, you can write it in a way or take photos in a way to kind of allay their concerns. We actually have we have the best quality at really good prices, and we have the SNAP or whatever. Anything and everything that you can offer them to say, you know what, the cost is really good. Or you know what, you can get access to our farm. Think of it so that as you're posting, people will feel much better about whatever barriers that they may have had.
Very good point.
Can I ask a question? Regarding your cost, can you post your pricing relative to other major marketers like Aldi's or Walmart without getting those units approval?
That I am not sure. But what I can say, that is a good question. What I can say is people have a general idea of what's a good price and what isn't. And so even if you post your own prices, then people will see it and go, wow, that's not bad. I thought it would cost more than that. So even if you don't have the Walmart or Aldi, just seeing what you charge and combine that just with your overall friendliness and stuff, that can go a long way.
Next, we're going to talk about messaging. So you want to outline 3 to 5 top messaging themes and ensure each post addresses or reinforces them. So this goes in line with consistency and maintaining consistency across your posts. So these are just suggestions. We are local, we're readily available to help. So, I would think that you all know way more about your products than necessarily the average grocery store staff member, just because you've really seen your products come to fruition. So I think you can really differentiate yourself in that way. Also, we have a fresh selection, the accessibility that kind of goes with transportation as well, and even pricing. And we accept SNAP benefits or post pricing to remove that uncertainty, like you mentioned earlier. And if you kind of stay around these 3 to 5 top messaging themes, you can maintain that consistency across your brand and across your social channels.
And you can cover a lot of content just with those few things.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Community management. That involves just liking and responding to comments and engaging with people on social. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, you can engage with other farmers markets and market sponsors or et cetera in those groups and things of that sort, just to kind of get brand awareness, increase brand awareness. Also, the more conversations you have, the higher your reach is. So I don't know if any of you have been on Facebook before and you're scrolling through your news feed and maybe one of your friends is tagged in an article and you see that they were tagged. Facebook knows that they're your friend, so they're showing you that now because they think you may also be interested in that. Also, this is awesome for being a resource. So for example, right here, someone commented yummy on a Shake Your Future recipe post, and I just responded with, thank you. I think if you like this recipe, you'll like a bunch of other healthy recipes from Shake Your Future as well. So providing something a little bit more even than what they came for, kind of anticipating that need, and kind of staying ahead of the curve and that way. And they'll leave with a positive interaction with you as well. So we'll go over this later as well, but before we get into kind of the data and insights part, these are key metrics to watch. So reach and impressions. Reach is the individual users who saw the post, and impressions is the amount of times the post was viewed. So for example, reach is the individual person, and then impressions is the number of eyeballs. So if I see a post 5 times, the reach is 1 because I'm just one person, but the impressions is 5. Also, the click-through rate, that's the number of clicks divided by impressions. The higher the click-through rate is, the better. So that just means more people are clicking on your content. Engagement rate is the engagements divided by impressions. And the engagements include views, clicks, reactions, shares. We go off of this a lot at my company because if your engagement rate is high, maybe that's something to kind of dive a little bit deeper into, see if that post was something that maybe you can talk about later, that idea, you can use that content later in another post. What's working, this is, as I mentioned earlier, every social platform offers free analytics if you're a business account. This is Twitter's analytics page. I found that these were pretty user-friendly whenever I was learning these platforms. So this has each post, and then it has the impressions, engagements, and the engagement rate with that post. So this is an awesome thing to go to. It's literally just analytics.twitter.com. And basically you can see what is performing the best, what people are engaging with the most, and if you want to post about similar topics like that in the future.
Why is that so important?
Why is that important?
The analytics. Why have a farmer's market? Why run analytics?
Because it can really help you see kind of your return on investment, what people are really wanting to see. And it gives you kind of like a metrically driven approach to your social strategy. It kind of removes ambiguity and helps you better have like a hard number to what's working.
Ma'am, we got a question back here.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, on the Facebook analytics, in your experience, you said that it offers for free because of business, but if you're a nonprofit, do you know if that changes what you're able to get?
You should be able to, I assume, get free analytics the same way, because
Okay.
I could go sign up for a business account and it would be free.
Okay.
So my sister, for example, she recently joined like a travel agency, and so she got a business account, and I actually helped her run paid ads. And but even just organically, without any money behind it, I can go to the Insights tab, and it's in the middle top of the page. So if you're on your business page, there will be an Insights tab right at the top of the middle, and you can access this on Facebook.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And this is-
basically, they have business pages and personal pages.
Yes.
And if it's not personal, then it's business. And if it's
Correct.
business, you can get free analytics.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
I have a
So
question.
this is
Sorry.
yeah.
On the groups, can you manage a group through a business page like you can from a personal page?
That's a very good question. I don't believe so. You can you?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
There are groups set up at Dayless, for example, where it's a company running it, and they actually have auctions on that, and it's just that company selling their plants.
Okay, good to know.
So real quick, you can actually manage the group. See, like if somebody says something on there that is completely backwards of what most of the people want, you can tell them to leave, just like you can do.
Yes.
And you can
You
remove
can.
the comment.
That is what is really good, I think, about the focus group is, so on Shape Your Future, we asked like 5 basic questions. One of them was, are you interested in, because basically Shape Your Future, the mission is eating healthy and moving more. So we want to make sure that people were kind of in line with that we have the same goals in mind. So we asked about that. We asked if they live in Oklahoma, and if they agree to their like admin rules and guidelines as well. And yes, if you have a closed group, you have the ability as the moderator to
But
kick
it
them out.
has to be closed, it can't be open.
I believe that even if it's public, you can still.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So really, as the owner of any public closed group, you should be able to control that.
Where do you obtain information by gender and by age?
So this is in the Insights tab on your business account. This is only if you have a business account though. So yeah, again, Insights tab is in the middle of your business page. So if you go to your business page, just the top middle. And so this, for example, this is just a quick snapshot of what is in that. This is not everything on there, but the top one, for example, shows like the best time to post because that is when your audience is online the most. So right here, it looks like 6 p.m. is the best time to post for the specific brand. Right here, you can see the demographics. You can see the age and gender. So you can see that 79% are women, and most of them are between 35 and 44. So you can. That kind of really comes into you when you're doing paid advertising as well. Whenever you're charging.
20% your fans.
What'd you say?
It says your fans, 20%. What does that mean?
20% of the fans are men.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that's the breakdown of men and women, and then their ages. Yeah. So you can see here, most of our fans are female, and they're within the age range of 35 to 44. So now it is time to spread the word, and I will hand this off to James.
The baton.
Yes, pass the baton.
All right. It is time to spread the word here, so let's get to it. Get social about your social. It's great to have Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is that you're on, but it doesn't do much good if people don't know it's there. So let people know that you have a social media presence. Invite people whenever in conversation, say, hey, follow me on Facebook. We'd love to have you there, see the information. Have it on your business card, included with your email signature down on the bottom. On your website, if you have a website. You can do Facebook instead of a website, but if you have one, you can post it on there. Anytime you make flyers or signs or something, you can add your Facebook URL or how to contact you. Let people know in as many ways as possible where they can find you in social media. Also, post early and often. Posting often, it doesn't mean that you have to do it like every 5 minutes, but you should post something as often as you can, once a day, every other day or something. What you don't want is to have a Facebook page and people are all gung-ho for it, so they go check it out, and then there's like nothing new there. And they go back and there's still nothing new there and nothing new there. That just says, well, what's the point? So, and plus, you guys have a lot of stuff going on. If there's anything and everything that you want people to know about, it's an opportunity to post that. So, be sure that you post and keep people updated. Yeah.
Do you feel that the automated posting apps can help you, that will send out so many posts a week, a day? Does that really, truly, honestly help? I've heard contradicting on both sides. That yes, it does help your site, or does it kick it out because it's an automated thing?
Are you saying posts that
So
you
like you
essentially
can
create and schedule out?
Yeah, schedule out posts so that if you are busy or if you are at
Yeah.
you're tied up, at least post you're getting.
Yeah, I would highly recommend doing that because that's what we do for pretty much all of our accounts.
And that's where the analytics come in
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It's extremely helpful. I've never seen, we really schedule out.
And do you all have a preference of what you want to use?
We use Sprout.
Wow.
Yes, and that one also has analytics in it as well, which is really awesome. I love Sprout. Very user-friendly as well. Whenever I started my job here, it was like pretty much just very, very user-friendly.
I know the farm environment, a lot of us are out busy getting our hands dirty versus.
Yeah, then I highly recommend scheduling out content. I think
I've
that's,
just heard contradicting them, but sometimes it hits your media as not a complete post, or I've heard contradiction on that, so.
I haven't seen that come quite as, at least in like the engagement rate and stuff like that, we haven't seen like any dips or anything. I mean, I've been scheduling out content since I've been here, so, and I schedule out like a month in advance for stuff, so.
Yeah. You know what it is that you want to say, but if you can't, you're out in the field, so you can't always do it. The slide that Maddie showed a minute ago or two with the Facebook analytics, for instance, and it lets you know when most of your fans are online. It tells you when you're most popular or whatever. So you can schedule your posts to go out at your most popular times, for instance, that sort of thing. So that would be really helpful.
So we have like 15 minutes for them to get through their content, so if you guys can hold your questions until after we actually have time allotted for them to answer questions. Thank you.
I will say this, your questions have been marvelous.
Yes, great questions.
Simply marvelous. Okay, post often, and we have a lot of things that you can post about, announcements, events, calendar items, even if it's something simple. But it's information that your customers, your clients, your friends will want to know about something that's coming up. Photos and videos, people are, the visual eye is really drawn to those things. And so, I'm a word person, I'm a newspaper reporter, or at least I was, but I also know the value of having photos to go with it, especially Instagram or Facebook or whatever else. As Maddie said, please respond to customer feedback. Your information is great as it is. Your photos are great as it is. When you respond to customer feedback, like Maddie said, it makes your Facebook presence or your social media presence even more vibrant. One of the advantages is instantaneous customer interaction. Well, that's how you do it. So please respond. And also feel free to share relevant content from other sites on there, because then they see your site is a really good resource. Basics to remember. Remember who, what, when, why, where, and how. That comes from my newspaper days, but it's really important. A lot of times you're really wrapped up in your world. You know what it is that you want to say. You know what's happening when it is and everything. But just because it's in your mind, it doesn't mean that it's going to be in Jacob's mind or your mind. So be sure when you're posting, especially some information type deal, that all relevant information is there. What's happening? When's it going to be? Where is it going to be? Why are you having it? That sort of thing. Be brief but clear in what you want to say, because again, not everyone knows what you know. Just make a left turn at the Citgo station over there. You may say that, but you put an address as well. And again, visuals stand out, such as, you have any questions? Yes.
Let's say you post, like, you like to remind people what the farmer's market is every Saturday morning. How would you do a variation of that so people get bored? Like, don't forget, it's tomorrow, or something like that. Well, how would you redo that, like, do a variation?
Well, a lot of times, as the season goes on, you may feature different types of fruits or veggies, right? And so you can say, this week and next coming weeks, the blueberries are popping, or whatever else it is that's really bountiful, right? Sometimes there might be a special event going on. Next Saturday, the Riddler's going to visit. Be sure to ask him questions. Anything and everything that makes that particular event or month kind of just a little bit different, by all means use that so that people will know that not only are you there throughout the growing season, but they can find something different and wonderful during different parts of the year. All right, and now I'm going to pass the mic back to Maddie, who will tell us about expanding your reach.
So now I'm going to talk about launching paid social advertising. I kind of mentioned earlier how there's organic and paid. Organic is no money behind it, paid is paid, so there is money behind it. So first thing you want to consider is your objective. So essentially your objective is what you're telling Facebook is the goal. So if your objective, for example, is engagements, it's going to serve your post to people who engage a lot with content on Facebook. So depending on your objective, depends on who Facebook serves your ad to. So if I engage a lot with content, if I share, like, comment a lot on content on Facebook, they will serve that ad to me, if that makes sense. If you want to create a website, I think that's great.
People that ask us, do you have a website? So I didn't know if we went live on, like, say, Instagram, and save that and archive it so it's accessible, but also have our website link, just so people have all of the information that's in the link.
I think that's great, and it's easy for people to comfortable. Yeah.
You guys have a website, right?
We don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Then basically what you want to do is let people know every single way they can contact you. And so if you don't have a website, that's fine. But just let them know we're on Facebook here, we're on Twitter here, we're on Instagram there, we're on whatever. Just let them know so that whatever they're more comfortable with, they can go there. And of course, even the basics like telephone number and email address, be sure that's on there too.
Yeah, just add that in your bio. I think that's a good way to, I don't know, get your contact information out there. Yes.
This is a very basic question, that we've got Facebook, we've got Facebook business. How do I direct them to the business account and not my personal account? That type of thing, how do they know they're going to that? I don't understand that part.
So if you have a Facebook business account, you want to make sure that people are very aware that that's your Facebook business account. So maybe your personal account is just your name, so mine would just be Maddie Shandy, but then if I have a farmer's market, I would have Maddie's Farmer's Market, so it's a very clear difference.
So do I need to change I'm just right out Pacos. People open that and sometimes that's associated with my personal account. So how do I change that?
Right.
It automatically associates the owners to, like, the people that are in the business group, it automatically associates their personal Facebooks. Do you have Facebook pages? Facebook pages actually let you run all of your comments on Instagram and Facebook through that certain app, so that you don't miss it on those two apps separately.
Okay.
It's just, you can go, there's a tab and every social media like account that you have is at the top, and then say you have an Instagram notification comment, and you can just slide over to that one and it'll tell you exactly what it is, and you can respond from there versus going through Instagram and trying to find the comment.
Okay. So just start at Facebook, find a little business tab and go from there.
Yes. Okay.
In my newspaper days, I would have my personal Facebook page, right? And then I also have one that was basically for, professional. And so any posts that I would make relating to my work, I would only do on that one right there, and not my personal one. I would just keep them separate.
I recommend something.
Yep.
I'm trying to go what you were saying, it's a separate app. You have Facebook and you have a Facebook page, and it's this one right here. And it's
Okay,
a
so
little
I
box.
have that.
Okay, then you shouldn't be able to access your personal one off of that as strictly a business page one.
So this one is my Facebook page.
Yes, you can do it on your personal app, but it makes it hard. Sometimes you can post on the wrong one, and that would strictly be your Facebook page.
Okay, so anything I post on the
Yes,
Facebook.
and that's actually a lot easier to edit and manage your Facebook page. It has a lot of more analytical information than your personal does if you're not on a desktop computer. That is a really good app because you can connect your Instagram to it, so you can also see your Instagram DM messages plus your Facebook message or your business page on both of those just through the message button.
So can I get the Facebook page on my computer?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, yes.
I have a couple of questions.
All right, bring them on.
The first one is, a friend of mine told me that when she started paying for posts,
Hey, people, these are great conversations, but let's hear this real quick.
when she started paying for posts, her organic reach went way down, and the only way she was reaching people was through paying for posts. Has that been anyone else's experience? Because that's what I've been really hesitant to pay for posts or have my daughter pay for posts on her page, because I'm afraid that, we already have problems reaching enough people. If we start paying for it, if that's the only way we're gonna reach people is through payment, then, that's defeating the purpose.
Right. That's interesting. I feel like we haven't necessarily had that, experienced that with the accounts that we've worked on. So for example, if you run like a page like that, which I did for my sister, that essentially gets people to come and like her page, and now because they like her page, they're a fan of her page, they see her organic content, which would make her reach increase. I haven't heard of that happening, that the organic content or the organic reach decreases. But maybe while the ads are running, that potentially decreases the organic reach. But when it's not running, I wouldn't think that that would
She
decrease
said
your
this went on
organic
for
reach.
months. When she started paying for posts, she said her organic reach dropped way down. And even when she quit paying for posts, Facebook kept trying to get her to pay for more posts. So she was getting no organic reach. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted people to be aware that that could be an issue, but I didn't know if anyone else had that problem because a friend of mine, that happened to her. And
Yep.
so she quit paying for posts.
Interesting. And even I can ask people at my company about that as well and see if they've experienced that.
And maybe if they're paying for a lot of posts, maybe they don't realize that their organic reach has gone down.
I've paid for a couple of ads myself. I haven't experienced that. That's not to say that
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
And this was probably about 3 years ago that that happened, so,
okay.
you know, they may have changed, you know, Facebook's always changing their,
They do change it.
algorithms, so you never know what they're doing.
That hasn't been my experience, but that's just another reason why you have to keep up with analytics so that you're always aware of what is happening.
Right.
Like, hey, man, it's dropping, why is that sort of thing? So it's really good that you're on top of that.
My other question is, when you get people to share your posts, and my daughter's had this problem, when I share one of her posts, like she did a contest, and people would answer the contest question on my share, and so I would have to go and tell them, you need to like, comment, and share the original post, because she can't see that. And she's had several people do that, and how do you solve that problem? Because it's become a real problem, because right now, she's having to, the person that shares the most is another business, and everyone is answering on that, and so she's having to go and check on that to see if anyone's won, and it's become very stressful for her to keep checking back and forth.
So when you're sharing a post, you want to make sure that you check the box that says include original posts. And then essentially that person's going to have to click into that original post and then comment from there. Because there have been times whenever people have shared, like, I don't know, an article or something, and I've commented on that, but it commented on their share of it, not the article. I have to click into the article that they originally posted. Make sure that you're checking that box that says include original post, because that will basically direct them to that. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, just a comment regarding the posting, and this is sort of an editorial thing. Before you actually do a post, you should check what you've written and read it to yourself out loud to verify, one, that it says what you want to say, and two, it's understandable.
Yeah, that's true.
And grammar and
It's
punctuation
very
is
basic, but
correct.
a lot of people don't do that.
You're right, you're right.
Again, I can't tell you how many posts I've like read to people multiple times just to make sure it's all correct.
Exactly, he does. Yeah, good advice.
I have another, I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but people that have the Facebook Pages app and are the owner or creator of that business page that are linked to that, does it allow you to share your business from your personal page? Because my mom is the owner of that page and it won't let her share it personally.
Interesting, when there's like a little icon in the corner, it's around the post, and it's basically a drop down, and you have to click that drop down to,
I know, and if that drop down doesn't even, it's not even on her post. She can't access it.
I've been contacting Facebook for that, because for example, on
Like, if you have the strictest privacy settings on your personal account, sometimes you look up.
Yeah, that's
It might just make
Okay.
because I know that whenever, for example, for the Shape Your Future Facebook group, I can go in there as myself or like the actual Shape Your Future Facebook group, and there's just a little drop down, which allows me to kind of like switch between me
And
and,
it shows that I'm an editor through that page,
yeah.
but I'm allowed to share it and it won't allow me.
Then that must be a setting.
Any settings.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we wrap up? Yes?
Using hashtags in the post, is that something we should be doing or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously don't be like super spammy and, the hashtags, but I think make sure that you look them up too to see if they're getting a lot of engagement. If there are a lot of posts or a lot of posts around, I don't know, hashtag blackberries or something if they're in season. Just go down and see if there's a lot of people who are posting with that hashtag, because the more people who are posting with that hashtag, the more people are gonna see your post when you use that. So I wouldn't just use like a random hashtag. You can really just do a quick search and see if people are posting with that.
Yeah, please.
I had to step out for, I don't know if someone asked this, but I've seen, especially on Instagram, people will make a post and then in the comment section, they'll spam with hashtags. Is that to increase their free traffic? So when people search those hashtags, they see that post as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And I would say with that, I don't think it's bad to necessarily post a lot of hashtags if they're the right ones.
Right.
Like I wouldn't post something where it goes to it, like you click on the hashtag, then you go to that hashtag and there's like no content there. Because
Right.
that's not helping you, that's literally, you're the only one with that hashtag, so it's not
Right.
really helping. So make sure, if you are doing a lot of hashtags, make sure that they are kind of spaced out so people read like your original copy first, that's not really distracting.
Okay.
But, and also that they're the correct hashtags
Okay.
and useful hashtags. Yeah,
Another reason to always check your feedback.
exactly.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time and attention. This is a really great topic, and you've asked great questions. I will be at the tea set table, and I can always contact Maddie. If there's something that's above my pay grade, so to speak, I go, Maddie, help! And I can get you some information too if you have any follow-up questions. Thank you very much.